Good morning everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm just going to start today by showing you how amazing the weather is. It's making me so happy. Look how blue the sky is. Amazing. Today we're going to talk about the Stronger by the Day weightlifting program, and that's the program that is run by Strong Friends, which is one of the companies that Meg Squats owns. For the last month, I've been trying out the bodyweight or at-home version of the program, so that's what I'm going to talk about today. I'm not going to touch on the gym program really because I haven't tried it myself, so everything I'm going to say is going to be about the at-home version unless I specifically say that it's about the gym one. In terms of what you actually get from the program, you get 4 workouts per week, which at the moment are a full body split, so you do full body workouts 4 times a week. The program itself, you get both the gym plan and the at-home plan included for the same price. You probably wouldn't want to switch back and forth between them, you know, within the same week, but let's just say the gym opens, it's not going to, but let's just say my gym opens next week, I could switch straight to the gym plan if I wanted to. And the cost of that, I think, is $8 a month, which is about £6, but I paid for the annual subscription in November, so on Black Friday you could get a discount on the annual subscription, so I paid for that. So you get 4 workouts a week, and these workouts change every week, although now I've done about 5 weeks worth of programming, I have noticed that similar exercises come up even if they're paired with slightly different things or in slightly different supersets, which I actually really enjoy because it means that you can get used to doing things and learn how to do them rather than it being completely new stuff every single week, which, you know, kind of sounds good, but it isn't actually. And the exercises come with both written descriptions and with like little GIFs, so you can see, you know, what that exercise is supposed to look like, which is really helpful, and they're always really well described. And with every exercise in the description gives you some substitutions, so if there are certain things you know that don't work well for you, or you just can't set that up at home for whatever reason, there's always substitutes for each exercise so that you can just try something else if you need to, which is also really helpful. But as well as the home and gym programs, you also get a warm out. You also get a warm up each week, which is usually a combination of some sort of very light cardio just to get you warm and get your muscles moving and stuff, and then more mobility, kind of dynamic stretching type warm-up stuff, which I try and do most of the time. I probably actually do it about 80% of the time, and it usually takes somewhere between 10 and 15 minutes to do. I'm gonna do my Stronger by the Day workout for today, but the first thing is to do 5 minutes of some light cardio. So I usually just stick a YouTube video on and just do something. Sometimes I do Fitness Marshall songs, which I think I might actually do. Sometimes I do like a little Blogilates or a Mad Fit, like apartment workout or something. I literally just pick something that is going to get me warm, and then you get into some more mobility type stuff. With all of that, you get access to a private Facebook group. Let's just go for the positives. So the first thing is, like any other program, you don't have to think about it. You don't have to plan out what workouts you're going to do. You just need to, you know, plan out what days you're going to work out on, and yeah, that's it. I like the fact that it's only 4 days a week. In the gym, I typically train about 5 or 6 days a week in terms of resistance, but at home I just haven't got the same level of motivation as I have when I go to the gym, so 4 days a week is about right for me. One of the other pros, I think, is that it is designed, the home workout specifically, but I think this applies to the gym element as well, is that it is designed for intermediate to advanced lifters. It's not a beginner program, which is somebody who is no longer a beginner, that's a big positive for me. The home plan doesn't require a lot of equipment. I think the only things you actually need are some resistance bands. In terms of actual gym equipment, you need some long and some short resistance bands, but anything else you have on top of that you can add in, but that's more of a bonus than a real need. And as I said, the fact that you get both gym and home plans included for one price is going to be a really big benefit when I can get back to the gym, but also, you know, there's a real chance that we're going to be going in and out of gyms being open and gyms being closed. So it's nice to know that I've got that option there. And also, I guess if I wanted to take like a deload week or something, you could switch to the home program for that, or if you were away for any reason, you know, it's nice to have options, right? In terms of cons, I only actually really have two in terms of my personal experience with it. One is that it takes quite a long time. Each workout's been taking me between an hour and an hour and 20 minutes, including the warm-up, which for a gym workout for me is fine, but I'm used to having shorter at-home workouts. That's the only slight downside, but then I do appreciate that to get a good amount of volume in and to be able to really, you know, improve and do progressive overload with a relatively small amount of weight, you do need to add more sets in. So I do understand why it just does take quite a long time. This is not a 30-minute hit and you're done kind of thing. Although that's probably partially my fault because I do the workouts in the morning, so I'm not always necessarily like super motivated to get it done quickly, and I do tend to get distracted quite easily. So take those times with a grain of salt. You're probably still looking at a good hour to do it. The only other downside is that the program is sort of desktop browser based. I haven't actually used it on my phone because I just have my Mac open in the kitchen when I do the workouts. It does work very well on the phone. It's optimized for mobile browsing, so it's not that's the problem. It is just the fact that it would be really nice if it was an app, and it would also be really nice if it had some functionality of being able to record your weight in it. Because even though when you are at home, you're not actually playing around with weights that much, so it doesn't... I personally don't tend to record much for at-home workouts. When you're in the gym, you are going to want to keep a track of what weights you're lifting, what your training max is and that sort of stuff, which, you know, it's not impossible. You just have to take a notebook to the gym with you or keep a note on your phone or something. Calling it a downside is a bit harsh because there's absolutely ways you can work around it. But that's the only thing I think that, you know, if they did develop an app that had some recording functionality in it, that would be really good as well. So I did canvass some opinions on this Facebook group. I told them that I was making this video and wanted to see if they had any things that they would like to add, and the themes that really came out that people wanted me to explain were the fact that it's not a beginner program, as I mentioned, and it isn't. It is designed for intermediate to advanced lifters. They do have a sister program called Before the Barbell. If you are a person who has never lifted weights before, that is something I recommend checking out. But yeah, other than that, most of the comments are things that I've already talked about. In terms of how I've enjoyed the program, I've talked about the pros and cons, but just my general thoughts on it. I've really enjoyed or have found a lot of value in having an at-home program to work with since the gyms closed for me in Wales just before Christmas. And even though I do have to drag myself out of bed kicking and screaming in the morning, I know it's one of those things where if I didn't do it, I would feel worse. So it is a lot of discipline rather than motivation to just make sure I'm getting up and 4 times a week I'm doing the workouts, but I am enjoying it. It's a nice level of intensity as well, where it's definitely challenging, but it's not a HIIT workout, you know, you're not dripping with sweat afterwards, or, you know, you're not going really, really hard, but it is definitely challenging. It's not easy by any stretch of the imagination. The other good thing is because quite a lot of the exercises are done with resistance bands or weights, you could just do it with a lighter resistance band or a lighter weight if you want to step back the intensity a little bit and still keep the same, you know, volume and rep range. So sometimes I'll do rather than do weighted lunges, I'll just do body weight lunges, you know. And the other thing I found I've really enjoyed as well and got a lot of value out of is the Facebook group. To be honest, when I read that on the description that you have access to the Facebook group, I was like, fine, but because I don't really use Facebook a lot, but actually I've found that I really enjoy having that community of people that you can talk to and mutually complain about the volume and having to do 6 sets of push-ups and that sort of stuff. It's nice to have that community of people there, especially if you're a person who really misses the community of going to a gym. That kind of fills that gap a little bit. So I've actually really enjoyed that and found a lot more value in that than I thought I was going to. That's all for this video. Let me know if you have any questions about the program. I'd love to have a chat with you in the comments, and let me know what workout programs you're following at the moment, or if there's any you would like me to try. I hope you have a really lovely week, and I will see you soon.